Let's begin. Welcome, everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. And for those of you in the Soul Center Sanctuary, if you feel called to lie down, this is the time to get cozy. So go ahead and do so if that feels like the right thing for your body. If you're at home today, calling in online, and your body is feeling an opportunity to rest, maybe your digestive system after having a lunch needs a little bit of time to ease into that and let your body digest its food. That's great. If your body today doesn't feel still, please get up and move. If you're at home and online, I just respectfully ask that you keep your camera off. So for anybody watching, we don't get motion sickness and all of that other good stuff. I'd like to share with you a sentiment of loving kindness that I have written today. I didn't write it today. I've written many of these. I have all of these little cards that I have painted, and I write sentiments of metta on them. Pick one. Ooh. This is the one that was selected today. And this one reads, "May you wake up to you. May you wake up to you." Even I don't know what I mean by that, and I wrote it. One of those puzzles, you know? What do I mean? I have no idea. Let's just let that roll around in the mind. May I wake up to me? May I wake up to you? What does that mean? And let's just greet that with friendly curiosity and wonder. On Wednesdays, friends, we have been studying the work of Shantideva. Shantideva was an 8th century monk living in India, studying at a very famous university of Buddhism at that time. He was a radical monk. He bucked the system. He didn't follow the rules. He kind of did his own thing, much to the annoyance of his classmates and even some of his teachers. They judged him. They ridiculed him. They mocked him. However, Shantideva, while he was radical and unique, he was completely devoted to the practices and principles of Buddhism. He wanted to understand the causes of misery in his own life to such a degree that he could be of benefit to other people. I'm going to repeat that. Shantideva wanted to understand the causes and conditions of his own misery, his suffering, his malcontent, his confusion, his anger, aggression, everything, habit, energy. He wanted to understand all of it so that he could help alleviate the misery in others, guide them, help them wake up to the conditions of their own lives. This is the way of the Bodhisattva, a person who dedicates their life to that single endeavor. And the way to do that, Shantideva created a whole roadmap, a whole way of being in the world with your heart, one's heart, so wide open and strong that you could weather all the misery. You could weather all the slings and arrows, all the mockery, all the judgment, all the teasing, all the upset and disappointment, all the success and praise, all of it. heart wide open. And it's called bodhicitta, the soft, open, wounded heart. And he wrote about it, he taught about it, it's been translated a handful of times. And the book that we've been reading, the translation that we've been reading, is called The Way of the Bodhisattva. Beg your pardon, it's not. It's called The Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. And today I'd like to read some of the verses for you. But I'd like to give you a little bit of a heads up on what you're about to hear. As I said, Shantideva dedicated himself to understanding the conditions of his own life so that he could really be of service to humanity. All the thousands and thousands of people who were around the university, who were uneducated and illiterate, the farmers in the fields, the people working in the shops, the blacksmiths, the tea growers, on and on. These are people who were trying to survive and sustain themselves. They weren't able to go to university. They weren't able to sit for hours and meditate. And so he wanted to be of service to them, to alleviate any kind of suffering in any kind of way for them. And one of the things that he followed is something we've been studying this month, which is the 4 foundations of mindfulness, using our own bodies as a source of understanding what makes us uncomfortable, the way that we're stiff and tight and achy, sour bellies, sore throats, kind of blah. And the way that we can cling to that, it can dictate our mood and our emotions. It can dictate our thoughts and stories. And because we have a little owie somewhere in the body, suddenly we are completely consumed by it and ignoring everybody else. And so Shantideva knew even the body has to be understood to such a degree that it doesn't distract me. It doesn't take me away. I can give up the body. I don't have to be so preoccupied with it all the time. So Shantideva is emphasizing it's so important that we take reverent care of ourselves. Being here today, even if you're falling asleep, even if your mind is wandering, even if you're barely cognizant of anything I'm saying, the fact that you are here, you've prioritized this time, you're in community, you are around people who are devoted to cultivating kindness and love and compassion. These are powerful, powerful healing environments. These are the words of Shantideva. From this moment on, without any sense of loss, I shall give away my body and likewise my wealth and my virtues amassed throughout the ages to help all living beings, my mothers. Through giving all, I shall attain the nirvana of a Buddha, and my bodhicitta wishes will be fulfilled. I give up everything for the sake of living beings, who are the supreme objects of giving. Since I've given up this body for the happiness of living beings, it will always be theirs to beat, to revile, or even to kill if they please. Even if they play with it, mock it, or humiliate it, since I have given this body to others, what's the point of holding it dear? Therefore, in whatever I do, I will never cause harm to others. And whenever anyone encounters me, may it never be meaningless for them. Whether those who encounter me generate faith or anger, may it always be the cause of their fulfilling all their wishes. May all those who harm me, whether verbally or by other means, and all those who otherwise insult me, thereby create the cause to attain enlightenment. May I become a protector for the protectorless, a guide for those who travel on the road, and for those who wish to cross the water. May I become a boat, a ship, or a bridge. May I become an island for those seeking dry land, a lamp for those needing light, a place for rest for those who desire one, and a servant for those needing service, to benefit all living beings. May I become a treasury of wealth, powerful mantras, potent medicine, a wish-fulfilling tree, and a wish-granting cow. I think that's a great t-shirt. Today I'm going to be a wish-fulfilling cow. So it's such a curious perspective, isn't it? I mean, this is from the 8th century, people. And so this is an ancient perspective. And what he's trying to bring forward, because it's so curious, why would one give their body over to someone who's going to abuse it? Why not preserve the body for the person who's going to be kind and respectful? Shantideva is trying to illustrate that when we devote and dedicate ourselves to all people and all living beings, there's a recognition that there are human beings, even right now in this modern world, who don't know yet how to be kind, who are lost and afflicted and confused, who meet kindness with aggression, even to the point of wickedness. And Shantideva is saying, yeah, I'm going to give up my body even to them. Because this body doesn't matter, isn't me. This is some master level stuff, y'all. So, how do we make it relevant to us? I'm very attached to my body. I run away from anyone who I think is trying to hurt me or be aggressive to me. The thought of allowing someone to hit me, no way, no how. Not going to happen. Does that make me less of a bodhisattva, less of a spiritual person? Maybe. Maybe. It also just lets me know this is where I am. And what helps me then in this invitation, since I can't follow that example, then how can I turn that example inward and look at the aggressor within me? That voice within me, that inner critic within me, that inner judge, the one who shames me and makes me feel guilty, and all of those things that is violent and aversive, that lives in me. How do I stand before myself? How do I wake up to me? That's what it means. I am waking up to me. May you wake up to you. And that includes that part of you that is destructive, abusive, violent. It is also that part of you that is reverently caring, merciful, forgiving, pure, innocent, beautiful, worthy, valuable, bright. I could go on and on. The whole of you and the whole of me are qualities that I judge to be both positive and negative. To wake up to me, to wake up to you, is to see it all, to meet it all, to allow it all as an opportunity to understand, learn, grow, and heal. When you notice, friends, that inner enemy, the aggressor within, many of us have been sort of conditioned to just try to get rid of it, cut it out, hunt it down, tell it to stop. And that only gets us so far spiritually. What we have to do is start becoming more curious. Why are you talking to me that way? What am I getting out of it? Yes, I recognize that that's the voice of an abusive aunt or uncle or parent or whatever. But why am I hanging on to it? Why have I internalized that and allow it to become part of me? What am I now getting out of it? And if the answer is nothing, rather than tell this aggressor to leave, invite your wise one to come forward. Invite your kind one to come forward. That playful part of you that is friendly to everybody. And see what happens. The point is, wake up to the whole of you. And know that in the eyes of the divine, you have never been, nor shall you ever be, a mistake. You belong here because you are here. It is as simple and as profound as that. Wake up to the magnificence of you. but we end our practice with a dedication. And so, what we'll do with that is this is a time to take a moment and realize what I've done here today is good. Whether you were here because you were bossed around and forced to be here, whether you're here and you can't wait to leave, whether you're here and you're completely distracted by other things, the fact that you were here is good. And we take a moment to dedicate that goodness out into the world, because there are people, living beings, who are suffering deeply. They're living in the streets, in their cars. There are people out there who have been completely abandoned by family and loved ones. There are people who are ill in hospitals, lonely in jails and prisons. So many ways that people suffer and can't come to this goodness. So we dedicate our practice and our efforts to anyone who is suffering. In this moment, may they suffer a little bit less. Thank you, friends. Namaste.